So for any business to grow, right, what you need is at this point of time, you need data, you need research. What we give you is data research so that you can make data driven decisions. Data driven decisions are always good to have and very effective once you get all the points in your hands and you can pitch on them, that how the market is moving, how we are moving, or how where we stand as compared to the market. All these research, all these data we can give you, and I'll pitch and make them feel that this is important, that the current data, that the data, what the work which you do is important.
Okay, Soumitra, are you sure your grandmother would appreciate this?
Not my grandmother, but I have few businessmen there. They would might.
Okay, Soumitra, I have something for your grandmother then.
Okay.
Why should all multinational companies take away the money of India? I'm a part of the 21st century Swadeshi movement, where an Indian company called Unique Biotech is going to 50 countries and giving good products in 50 countries. But it's a small company. The small company has to take the right decisions to compete with all these multinational giants. Chhatrapati Shivaji is taking on the Mughal Empire. But for that, you should have the right strategy. For that right strategy, I give the data in which country what is happening. Like how before marriage you see horoscopes, I give the horoscope of every country so that you know which country this company should go and focus. Got it?
Okay. I give that.
No, I'm saying whatever you told, the same content I'm delivering, but I'm trying to get the attention, right? First, a hook. Why should only multinational companies make money? Hook that your grandmother might relate with. Then talk about if a small company has to take on a big company, it's tough. Then I take maybe Shivaji and Aurangzeb reference, easier reference point. Then say, how do we do it? Now I've developed interest. Then I tell, okay, we use data. With the help of data, we tell in which company what is going on. Now again, data is not an easier reference point. Horoscope is an easier reference point. So you can use analogies as well. That's another interesting communication technique so that you can simplify it for people. You can simplify your work for people. Soumitra, Feynman technique. If you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks. I think data-driven decision making is what you're doing. I hope your people who enter your breakout room would have a lot of fun about how you're taking horoscopes of 50 countries. What do you, Puneet?
Yeah. So hello guys. As you know that time is money, and daily we have to face some tasks which we have to do daily, repetitively. So it's better to we automate that and save our time and energy. So I have been working on a project where I am working to automate that, in which I'm going to use API of ChatGPT and going to automate the process of data collection. So if you are interested to how I'm doing it and how I'm helping my team to save time and energy, please join my room. Thank you.
Puneet, simple pitch.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What if you
Yes.
can do 10 hours work in 10 minutes? I make robots. And with these robots, I get 10 hours of work done in 10 minutes by using the modern AI technology.
Yes.
So you get it right. You can simplify it. You say, I make robots. Robot is an easier reference point that people relate to, because the topic today is how do you explain it to your grandmother or somebody who may not have that exposure.
Yes. Well, I use time and energy because I think robot is
Your
still
hook
a
was
very
good.
new
Your hook was
word.
good.
Yeah.
Your hook was good. Yeah. Over to you, Balkar.
So, hi guys. Did you know how companies can actually predict the uh, next big customers of theirs by analyzing the past data? And by analyzing their past data, we can actually reach out to them according to us, like using 8K funnel. So, I'll explain you how you can reach out to any person or any company to improve your leads, to get more leads, and for getting more sales too. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Balkar. Over to you, Shubham.
Okay, so hello everyone. So, have you ever struggled to find an important document on your computer or phone, like a resume or something, when you need it, right? So, we are going to talk about a file manager where you can organize your files neatly.
Okay. Thank you, Shubham. Over to you, Nikhil.
So, unlike everyone, I wouldn't start this way. First of all, my grandma won't understand like Amazon ads, anything. So I would start with like we have a store. So I would start with, Dadi, क्या हो अगर the store we have does from 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs and 4 to 6 lakhs. Then that would be a hook. Then I would start by explaining कि दादी, आपने देखा लाला जी के पास बही खाता होता है, तो मैं बड़े बड़े लाला जी के लिए वो बही खाता रखता हूँ. Then I would explain further like how the money multiplies.
Loved it, Nikhil. Really well done. Yeah, loved it. Yeah, over to you, Nandita.
Okay, so I talk to young students who are looking for internships, but many are unsure. So that's why I don't just explain an internship. I ask, listen, and then guide. Sales isn't about pushing, right? So it's about helping someone see their future and making them believe in it. So, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Nandita. Over to you, Vajra.
Okay. So in my breakout room, I'll be explaining more clearly what my work is and explaining the framework as I'm explaining it to a 5-year-old boy. I'll be talking about all the details from the scratch to the how I'm doing it and what are the things I'm working on.
Okay. Thank you, Vajra. Over to you, Jairaj Roy.
So, Grandma, I think you've found you might struggle many times to buy a sari from our Rajahmundry and Vijayawada shops, right? Going to every shop and asking about which is best, which is not best. So, instead of doing that manual work, I created a robot where it collects the data of every sari and it gives to you, and we get the reviews, ratings, and sales data of that saris, and you can get the top 5 saris so that you can really buy what you want. This is my pitch. So I'm going to explain this in my breakout room in more clearly about the pollen data that I have scraped. Yeah. If you're interested, you can come.
Beautiful, 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 Jairaj. I really, loved this. I enjoyed this. Yeah. Over to you, Kartikeya.
So, what is one of the most important thing in an organization? It's about selecting right people to the organization. So we work on the system that would track the recruiters' progress of hiring people. So in my breakout room, I'll speak how we will run the system and how we will track the candidates' data.
But how would you explain this to your grandma?
I would say like I am working in a place where I am working in the subsystem where I am hiring people.
Too technical. Think of how you can simplify it. You can say that, grandma, you have the ability. You'll see a person and you'll tell whether the person is good or not good, right? You got this ability with experience. Our company has a process. We also see people and tell they're good or not good. Will they run away from work and do time pass, or will they really work? So I am making a technology system. That system will help all my recruiters and go checking people and bringing the right people into the company. Again, it's about using relatable reference points, something she already knows. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But glad you're working on an interesting project, Kartikeya. Over to you, Mehak.
So I would go to my grandmother and say, Dadi, do you feel bloated, gastric, or constipated often at times? I know she would say yes. She schedules her washroom timings before going out. So I would say it's because there are small living organisms there in your stomach, in your vagina, that often get dysregulated. Sometimes they are high, sometimes they are low. So what I do is I write about them and I call them as probiotics because they help us to maintain your gut so that you don't feel uneasy at stomach and you can easily go out whenever you feel like. So I write these things for a company called as Unique Biotech Limited so that people of other companies could understand this work and take these products as, for them as well. So I educate people by my content writing.
So
That's all.
just a suggestion of how you could present it. You say, the Devas and Asuras fight, right? Like how the Devas and Asuras fight. In your stomach also, there are good bacteria, Devas, and bad bacteria which are fighting. And sometimes when you don't eat good food, the Asuras win over the Devas. So every time when the Asuras win over the Devas, you need some Amrit or you need some things so that the Devas increase. So my company called Unique Biotech produces medicines which will increase Devas in your body. Now, if this has to reach to so many countries and so many people, other companies should take this and spread it. So I educate companies on the benefits of this probiotics or good bacteria so that more companies will spread it. Right? For everything, people are taking antibiotics, but antibiotics will kill the devas. So every time when you take antibiotic, you should also take probiotic. So I try to make more companies understand this. Again, what is the principle you saw here? Using a relatable reference point, right? Devas and Asuras. So abstract ideas become simple when you use a relatable reference point. Yeah, but it was a nice way you constructed, Mehak. Over to you, Fatima.
Dadi, do you remember when I was little, you always told me that believe in yourself, even when I doubted myself if I could be able to do it or not. You said believe in yourself. So I do the same thing now with others. I help them in that, but in a structured way using psychology and learning techniques.
Super. Well done, Fatima. That was nice. Enjoyed it. Over to you, Vishwambara.
Yeah, I would start. Aji, imagine a big, exciting playground where kids don't just play, they create, they invent. That's just amazing things. That's what GIC is all about. At GIC, school kids get to learn, experiment, and bring their creativity and creative ideas to life through fun workshops and programs. This is what I do for a company called Better by Design.
Again, a lot of jargon could be simplified. You could talk of a sandbox on sand, how kids play and enjoy. So that way I'm
Yeah.
getting kids to enjoy. So you could use such relatable reference points. Okay, over to you, Dalia.
Yeah, so at BGC Lab, we are reaching out to business owners. So, how are we doing this in a simple way? How are we doing it in a subtle way? That is what I'll be talking about in my.
Dalia, again, you've not simplified it, too much of jargon. The goal was to communicate this to your grandma.
So, like, how will I be speaking to strangers? Like, I can explain her that how we speak in a simplified way to strangers so that we can get them to deep thought or to our as leads or as for the growth introspection study.
I would just say that today in India, there's so many businesses, they need help. They all want to grow, they need help. But they're very busy. They're so busy that they can't even get help to grow. So I focus on how to get them to listen to me so that I can guide them on growing their business. So you see, Dalia, if you're not clear about how to simplify it, it's probably because you're not knowing your purpose. So simplifying is very important because when we're able to simplify it for others, we know our purpose really well. Feedback.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
I think this would also be a grandma would not understand what you said. I think a better version would be that you don't want to go to the doctors, but you have to go to have a diagnosis of your health of your different system. Similarly, we are doing it for business. We are providing them a diagnosis for their businesses,
But
and
they'll not come to me. I need to make them come to me.
so that's why we provide uh, explaining to them how this would be helpful to them. Just like you don't want to go to doctors, some business owners don't want to have that diagnosis for their business.
Beautiful, beautiful. Loved it, Maria. Really loved it. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you, Dalia. Now, over to you, Nandini. You're on mute, Nandini. You could unmute and speak.
Sorry about that. So my pitch will be like, Dida, when I was young, we used to tell stories about Gopal Bhatt and how he used to be a gesture in the court of the Radha Krishna Chandra. His job was to find candidates suitable and assess them for their roles. Similarly, I do something the same. I ask questions, I see people if they're fit for the roles, and then I proceed and assign them. And everything is done in the phone, just like the whole courtroom is in my phone itself. So we go through various things, we learn various things, and it's a small experience. And I hope I learned from it.
Okay. Thank you.